think it's time to go.
Howdy, Truth Seekers. It's been a long time. Welcome back to the trail. Welcome back to the woods. It's good to be back. We have been off for a little while. We've had some things going on I've been remodeling my mother's home and trying to get caught up with that. And I think I'm going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And by George, when that's done, I'm going to celebrate. And I'm not ever coming back out of the woods or off the water. So I'm excited about that, because was my life before. And I've been doing it for 4 years and on my days off and working a full-time job. And oh my gosh, I'm getting excited. So it's going to be hopefully an exciting year coming up. And it's been an exciting deer hunting month for me. I just started hunting about 3 days ago, and my second morning I scored a 7-point buck that was non-typical. He had white hooves, and I had some experiences while I was hunting, and I'll share those with you. And I'm going to let David take the floor and tell his little story of why we've been gone so long. We didn't leave intentionally, but it's just the way that life has gotten in the way. And
yes,
we missed you guys, and we missed the show, and we are not by no means done by far.
Yeah, brother. It's good to see you, and good to be back. Good to see you, Ghostly Hunter.
Good to see you, Phantom.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to be back, and like you said, we were, by no means are we going anywhere. I had some health issues. I was actually sick for almost 2 months just with the upper respiratory infection, and it was horrible. I mean, it was. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I've had upper respiratory infections before that were nothing like this, and it feels good. I mean, I completely lost my voice. I got on some medicine, and it finally cleared it all up. And it's good to be back. Had a little brief hiatus, but we've been meaning to tell you guys, we're not going anywhere. Some people have been asking, what's going on? Where are y'all at? And I really didn't. A lot of my close friends knew that I was sick. I just didn't put it out there like that. But I'm better now, and it's good to be back, and it's good to see you, Lee, Ghost Lee, and it's I'm ready to get the show going again with more great guests. We have been in contact with a few already. We have Guy Winters Part 2 coming up. The date isn't set in stone, but we have been in contact with him, and he's ready to come back, he said, which will be awesome. If y'all missed it the first time, if y'all didn't, y'all already know how he is, and it's just a wealth of Lee, just a wealth of knowledge, and you got to have your pen and paper ready, because man, he taught me a lot, and still does to this day. And we talk on Messenger. He's a great guy, and not to get off subject, but we got some more guests coming, and it's great to be back, man. And it's great to be back. Oh, and I also want to thank. We're up to 162 subscribers, and that is just awesome. We can't thank you guys enough. We love you, and
absolutely.
that's what it's all about. can't thank you enough. And we got some great shows coming up in line for you. And that's about it. You wanna take it from there, Ghost?
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to mention Scott Pace. He had an experience with res squatching, and it looked like he had a really good time. He's got some good pictures, and I look forward to seeing some video. I watched a little bit of him giving a speech, and you can find that on YouTube. I'm not sure what the link is. I'll have to put it in the description when I upload the video here.
His oh, are you talking about his Facebook group? If not, his
Yeah,
Facebook
it
group
was his
is
Facebook. Yeah, it was a
Kasachi.
Facebook.
I think
Yeah,
isn't it Kasachi National Forest
I
or
think so.
Kasachi? I'm sorry if I butchered that,
I'm
Scott.
yeah, I'm butchering the name too. But
Yeah, yeah.
if
But
I
we,
saw it
we'll
written down, I could tell you.
but if you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. It's a wonderful group. I'm part of it, and phenomenal pictures in that group. Great group of people, and no judgment, no ridicule. Um,
Nope, just coming together,
amazing stuff. Yes, come like you
searching
said,
for the same
come,
thing.
searching for
Yep.
answers, coming
Yep.
together, and that's another one I would like to talk about is our good buddy Stuart with bushwhacking the Rooster. Uh, 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 I I think he changed the group name back to bushwhacking with Rooster, and another great group, another awesome friend of ours, and we hope to have him on the show. Rooster, if you're out there, we're ready for you, buddy. But
Heck yeah.
no hurries. What else was I gonna say? Oh, let's see.
Steady hand rooster man.
Yeah.
He had a
Hey, they can't stop the Rooster, buddy. Let me tell
no.
you,
Hey,
he
they can't
when
stop the
he
rooster.
exactly. Hey, his pictures are phenomenal too. His evidence is amazing, and that's one thing I wanted to talk about too. Was just it is just awesome to have the diversity of Ghost Hunter and this cryptid world, and
Yeah.
it's just awesome to have a group of people, doing our own thing. We're all doing our own thing, and we're all friends, and we're all in it for the same thing, the answers, and just whatever that may be. And we don't argue, don't fight, don't no judgment. It's just great. I can't put it into words. It's great, and I can't wait to figure out some more stuff because I'm seeing a lot of similarities, and I know you are too, Lee.
Oh yeah. It's amazing that we're all doing this in different locations, but we're getting very similar. We're getting very similar things.
Yes, sir, without a doubt.
And we can't say without a shadow of a doubt what it is, or if they are beings, or what they are. It could be pareidolia for all we know, but it sure is amazing that all the way from Indiana to Texas to Kentucky to Ohio, all the way to Tennessee,
Hmm.
and all these people that we've got in contact with, we're all seeing similar looking creatures, and that they look like creatures to us, don't they, David?
Yes, and there's a connection there. I I have talked about this with Stuart to bring him up again. Stuart had mentioned to me he feels that connection, and I feel that connection with these I hate to say creatures, beings, our brothers in the woods, as you say. I like that better.
Yeah, brothers in the woods.
And I know you have that connection too, Ghost Hunter, and Paul does too. Shout out, Paul. Hope you're doing well. Um, yeah, a lot of us, man, just have that deep connection with the not just the woods, but there's something there. Trying. I feel like trying to tell us something, and we've all been seeking it, and you can just. I can tell that it's there just through intuition, and I know even Scott Pace has talked about that, and I've learned a lot from him as well on what these things could be possibly, and can't wait to have him back on the show as well too. Shout out Scott.
Heck yeah. Uh, oh, Kentucky Dogman Project. That was the name I was trying to throw out there earlier.
Yes.
That he
Shout
has
out Kirk Stokes as well.
Kirk Stokes, yes. They have a good thing going over there.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, Paul's been. You've seen his pictures lately, and I mean, it's like it's just amazing. It's like there's a spike, like whenever Paul has a ton of pictures, it's like all of a sudden I will see a spike too. Maybe not nowhere near Paul, and then you will too, and then so does Stuart, and then a lot of us. It makes me wonder if it's a seasonal thing, or that's what we're trying to figure out.
And when we go into some of these areas and take our photographs and pictures, we are you could feel them. The more you do it, the more you get in tune with it. It seems, and you can feel that there is a presence there. And usually in the area where you have the biggest that biggest feeling of either being watched or
Yes.
you just feel a connection with it. And when you review the photographs, you'll start seeing things. And it's not in the majority of it's not in a close up, like right on top of where you're at. It's back in the distance. But if you can blow things up and look and pan in the background, you can really start to see things and find things, can't you, David?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Without a doubt. And like you said, we never say, "Hey, oh, this is a cryptid." Pareidolia is always a possibility. It's just odd that there's things everywhere with snouts and eyes and teeth, and not eyes that we are adding in the picture. They're actual eyes. Even arms, paws. Claws. I have that one that looks like even has the hawks in the legs. It's just amazing stuff. It really is.
That's another thing we need to mention is that we've been doing the Seeing the Unseen little reels.
Yes.
They're little
Yes.
clips. They're the largest one we have is like 3 minutes, and then the smallest one I think was 43 seconds, and it's just a collection of pictures that we've been taking, going out and collecting pictures in the woods, and we're finding things, or it appears that we're finding things. And one thing that happened to David that I noticed was words in a picture that was not written in the woods. I mean, you can tell it's written almost like written in the air or something, isn't it, David?
Yes. Yes. I picked up what was it? The word
Pig evil.
Pig evil
Or
was spelled out. Was it upside down?
it was it was spelled PIG, and then there was EVI and what appeared to be
That's
an
right.
L.
Yes.
But then when we
in
turned
the tree bark.
yes, and when we turned the picture sideways, it looked like a pig man crawling around the tree.
Yes. Yes.
And that's
then
on one of our reels.
And another one, it makes me think of the letters and stuff. Paul, our good friend Paul Chafin, found a good one for me of X. I mean, a perfect, just looks like the drawing of an X just floating in the picture. And he put that on there. X marks the spot, and I thought that was cool. And it's just mind blowing stuff. It's just bizarre. That's why I get the feeling that maybe they are trying to tell us something. I feel like they are. And then Lee, you had some things too happen to you recently
Yes.
on your outing while hunting.
Yes, I did.
You want to tell them about that?
Yeah, I will. I want to mention your ghost truck first. The
Oh,
picture,
yes.
the ghost truck that you got, man. That
I forgot about
thing-
that. I think that's in our it's in one of our reels, and it will be captioned "ghost truck," and man, it is just so bizarre, and that's another one. Shout
It's
out, Paul.
undeniable. It's undeniable.
He found that one for me too. He was like, "Man, doesn't that look like a car or a truck?" And I never even thought about looking back in the background like that. And sure enough, it looks like an old pickup truck, and all in the foliage, however you say it. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that
Foliage.
word.
You said it right.
Yeah, yeah, and it looks like one of those old Sanford and Son pickup trucks. Like,
Yes, sir. Yeah,
uh,
with the
I
big
mean
fenders and
the fenders, the wheels, the wheel wells, the tailgate, even the mirrors, like on the side of the doors, and just just I mean, when you see a picture like that, it's
can,
like what the heck, and
you took that
if you
behind your back, right? Correct, David? Over
yes
your
I did,
shoulder, and then
yes I did.
was it like along a creek bed, and you've walked it every day, all the time,
Yeah,
almost, and
all the time, and there is
no,
not a truck down there. No, no, no. It's no, no, no. I mean,
the
I would
city
have, of
would come
course, noticed a truck.
and
Yeah.
the city would have come and took it out if it had been a truck there, wouldn't they?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. It was just, it's weird when you guys see it. If you want to see it, I will post it again in the Texas group, and I will gladly show you guys again where it's at and what time stamp, and I'll put that on there for you guys.
Awesome. It is amazing. It is a good capture, buddy. You did a good job getting that one.
Hey, Paul found that one for me. Again, that's teamwork, buddy. And
Yeah, it is.
like I said, it's so cool to have everybody working together, and that's the way it should be. I want to bring that up. The
There's
diversity shouldn't be there, and if we all, just imagine the smaller group right now that we have that's helping each other, we're getting answers. Imagine everybody in the cryptid community put all that BS aside, all the drama aside, and just work together. Imagine what kind of answers we could get,
hey,
because we're just
um,
getting answers with just a few amount of people.
absolutely. Mention about the guy over in, is it England? The guy that talked to you about taking pictures, and you said he didn't have a lot of woods or anything like that, but he started taking pictures and he started
David,
seeing
Mr.
things.
Mr. McBride, Davy McBride. Yes, yes. I kind of told him how I was doing it, and I said, "Look, buddy, you don't have to be deep in the woods, to capture pictures of these things. I haven't, anyway. Yes, I do have a small section of woods and tree lines and on both sides." And he was like, "No, I don't have nothing. Trust me. It's just some grass and trees." I said, "Look, just take some pictures of the trees, whatever you feel like taking." Excuse me. And lo and behold, he started seeing things, and lots of things, and I mean, lots of dog heads, lots of ear tips, lots of snarling teeth. And there you go. I mean, amazing.
Hmm.
Shout out to Davey McBride, and he's in the Texas group as well. And and speaking of Texas group, we just reached 500 members, and I would like to say thank you for that. It went to 500 members really fast, and let's keep it going. Here's to 1,000.
And thank you to everybody in the group that is keeping everything positive.
Yeah,
Right, David?
yes, yes. Always, we
Isn't
love to
that a
keep it.
plus?
Yes, absolutely. We love to keep it positive, no negativity, no drama. We're not about that. We might have difference of opinions, but we're not going to sit there and argue and bicker over it. Everybody's entitled to opinion, without ridicule, and that's what we're about.
Yep, and we can agree to disagree if
Yes,
one
exactly,
person doesn't.
exactly,
We don't, not 100% everything's set in stone,
exactly.
and especially when it comes to this paranormal
I mean,
stuff.
well, yeah, and I mean, none of us are experts, so it's just, I'm not going to sit there and go, "Oh, yeah, it's this, it's that, it's this and that." No, we're like I said, we're in it for answers, and I think the more of us that come together, we're getting closer to more answers. We may not ever get the answers we're looking for, but hey, we're definitely trying, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. You want me to tell about the my hunting experience?
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting.
The first night, or well, it was the first morning that I went. I use a red light when I go in, and man, it was so windy. It was just windy, windy, windy. And on the way there, there's things blowing around you and this and that, but I just had that feeling again. There was something with me walking just outside of the light. I could hear it. And
Almost like, not to interrupt you, was it like flanking you, or
just kind
just
of
the
walking,
feeling? Okay,
with me. This time, I think it was more on my right hand side, just
okay,
kind of back at an angle, walking with
that's
me.
right. I had forgotten.
But I got up in the tree stand, and it came daylight, and I'd seen 3 deer. They went by, and the wind was really whipping around and blowing, and the deer were staying down in a creek bottom because they get down behind the hills when it's windy. And the wind had quit blowing, and it wasn't blowing real hard at all. I mean, it slacked off. And a big old tree fell probably about 60 yards away, and I could hear it crash back in through there. And the wind wasn't blowing strong enough then to knock it over. But the wind could have loosened up a tree, and just a little bit of something blew it over, or if it was already in the process of falling. So I can't say that was cryptid related. But there was a couple nights, or one night, that I wasn't able to hunt the normal spot that I usually go to, so I ended up going over to some state ground, and that's where I found a little footprint, and I found a big footprint, and got a picture of what appears to be a little cat man or some kind of being peeking around a tree.
It looks like a possible puckwudge G2.
Yeah,
You got.
and I went in there, and I went in there in the evening because I'd never hunted that area before, so I wanted to, find a place. But the wind was right to hunt that area because it was blowing in. You want to be downwind, have it blowing in your face, and so I had my tree stand on and everything, and it took me probably about 30 minutes to go uphill. I was going uphill for about a good 30 minutes, and so I got up there, and there was these areas where horses had been. There's a horse trail there, and the horses had been in there, and it made like a waller, like a mud waller, where like if you stepped in it, you get stuck in it, if that makes sense. And when you're going up this big hill, it's like a great big drop-offs on both sides. And then when you get up to the top, there's a power line, and we all know that there's some paranormal activity that's usually associated with power lines. And they say Bigfoot and UFOs and different things like that will follow the power lines, which would make a good little trackway for them, because they keep them kind of clear. I mean, the brush up there on the top of this one was probably about 4 feet high, not over your head, but higher than your waist, the weeds and stuff. So I found an area where I could set my tree stand up, so I set it up, and I didn't see anything. It looked good. I seen some rubbins and stuff, so I knew there was a buck had been through there at some point, but nothing real fresh. But I sat there, and it got to be where the sun was going down, and I usually don't get down that early, but because it took me like about 30 minutes to get back in there, I thought I'm going to go ahead and get down early so I can see to get my stuff packed up and head on out. And so I went to lower my bow down my crossbow down the tree, and just as I lowered the crossbow to the ground, as soon as it touched the ground, I had a whistle to my left and a whistle to my right, and I thought it made the hair stand up on the back of my neck, and I got a little rattled. I thought, yeah, that one over there just whistled at that one over there, and I'm caught in between here. And so
by yourself too, right?
Yeah, and I'm by myself. Yeah, And so I got down, and I was shaking, packing my stuff up, and I finally got everything packed up and started heading out. But all I could think of was coming down that hill, that great big hill, almost a mountain, almost. But there's no mountains in Indiana, but it's pretty good size. I was coming down. While I was coming down, all I could think of was I'm going to get in one of those horse wallers where they've mudded it up. I'm going to get in one of them and get stuck, and they're going to get me. Something's going to ambush me, But I made it out. But just being by yourself in an area like that, where you've taken pictures, you've seen the footprints, and they're in there. That's a little spooky.
A whistle. A whistle on both sides, that two of them, and it makes you wonder if there's two, there's probably more.
and on the way up in there, I saw X's and different things that could have been sign of them being there, and there wasn't any game up there. And on one specific part, about halfway up when I got up the hill, about halfway to where I was going, it got quiet. How they talk about that eerie silence when you can't hear a bird, you can't hear nothing, and it was quiet. Yes. And I just kind of stood there and looked around and checked the area out, and I saw some X's and some broken, tree limbs in that area. So I just kept on going after I sit there for a minute. But when you experience that eerie calm and quiet, and there's not even a bird chirping or wind blowing, it's pretty wild, because usually that means there's a predator around. So
right.
So that happened, and then another thing happened was I had gotten I got my deer. I got it dragged back to the house. Found it, got it dragged back to the house, and I'd left some of my equipment back at my tree stand. And so I walked back to the tree stand, and I got right underneath the tree stand, and I'd left my equipment just right at the base of the tree stand, and nothing was there. And there was nothing there. And I was looking, and I thought, man, somebody must have been in here hunting somewhere, and it's private, it's my property. And I thought, somebody else has been in here trespassing, and they saw me get down and leave and track that deer, and they took my hunting stuff that it's taken me, 30 years to collect, my knives and all that stuff. And howdy, Tracy. Tracy's in here, David.
Hey, Tracy.
Anyway, my stuff was missing, and I thought, well, maybe I took it over and laid it down by the tree where I found my arrow, where I'd shot the deer. I went over and I thought, well, maybe I laid everything down over there, and, maybe I'm just jumping to conclusions here. And so I started to head over to that tree, and I kept looking up. I even climbed back up the tree to look and see if some of my stuff was up there, and there wasn't. And so I came back down, and I'm looking over at that tree where I'd shot that deer. And so I start to walk over to that tree, and I turn around, and all my stuff's back under my tree stand. So
unbelievable.
Yeah, and it was like, I don't know, it was weird. I don't know. I was so confused by it that, I don't know. It was just an odd experience.
I got the feeling like maybe the juvies were messing with you.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking in my mind, I thought puckwudgies, because they say puckwudgies, if you go in their area, they'll mess with you. So I was thinking here. I was thinking, actually trying to mind speak with them and say, "Come on, guys, I need my stuff back.
Bring me my stuff back."
Yeah. So. But I found it. I got it back. It was laying right under the tree, but it wasn't there when I walked by. And it was like I was under the wrong tree stand, but I wasn't. You know what I mean? Because I walked right to that tree that I'd shot that deer, and then I turned back, and there's my stuff.
So, congratulations, by the way, on the 7-pointer, man.
I appreciate it. That's going to help feed some family and friends.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not done. I'm not done hunting yet, so.
Oh, it's season, right?
Yeah, it's until here. It's until the first part of January.
Oh, excuse me. I was just sitting here thinking, how we were talking about, the evidence reels we do, and it made me think of one that stuck out that I saw in your picture. You want to tell the people about that bird that was right in front of you, almost like a gift, and it was right in front of you, and you didn't even see it. Remember, I noticed it in the picture.
Well, when I noticed it, but I didn't. When I noticed it, I didn't, and I could smell that smell in there, like a deteriorated, not like a mildewy rot, or like maybe like how feathers will have a smell to them, like we'll get it. That's what I was smelling was that.
Yeah, and it was almost like it was perched up in an area for you, like
On a
perched up
limb.
high enough for you to see it. Yes, that it was one of a bizarre, one of the most bizarre pictures of a bird like that to be. I took it as like it was a gift for you,
That's kind of what I think
and
it
not too
was.
far, and not too far where you saw these prints, right?
Right.
Wow.
And then I got that picture that whatever that it almost to me reminds me of like a Catman type being. It has almost cat-like features to it. But yeah, that was definitely an eerie experience. I noticed it up in the tree, but when I saw only part of it from I just kind of glanced at it for just a second because I was looking at everything else in the woods, and it reminded me of what I thought it was a cobweb up in the tree, like a silkworm or a bagworm would leave. But when you go back and you look at the picture, you can tell that it's a turkey. It's a dead turkey, and it's a domestic turkey. It's not a wild turkey because it's white. It's a white domestic turkey, and it's hanging in the tree like something was put it there as a gift, either a gift or a warning. I'm not sure. I think David his dog was barking a little bit, so he muted himself here for a minute. So I'll see whatever I can talk about while we're waiting on him. Like I said, David got some really good pictures. He's got some really good stuff. That truck was amazing. He's even got one picture of an X. I'm telling him about the picture about the one with the X that you took of the
Yes.
hooded being standing behind it. And
Oh, yes, that was so bizarre.
and
I
you know
mean,
the thing about that is if you really look at that picture, it looks like it's holding that skull that you got a picture of. You got a picture of a skull.
I have
And
two. I have two beings or creatures, whatever you want to call them, that look like they are holding this just perfect looking skull. It is so creepy. I mean, there's times I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, I can't look at it that long because it's that creepy.
I wish you could find that picture that you took of the soldier. Looked like a soldier standing in the woods with the
Yeah,
with.
yes, I agree. I'm still looking for it, buddy. I have over I think 3,000 pictures and like even just as many screenshots. So it's like, but that's driving me crazy not finding that one because you're right. You're the one that pointed that out, and I didn't even see it. And then when I saw it, I was just blown away because um, what he's talking about is it looks like a soldier leaning up against a tree. You can even see the what was it, Lee, the belt, and it had clips
Like a
like ammunition.
canteen and
Yes, a
ammunition.
canteen, ammunition clips, and then on the helmet, you know how the helmets had like like a cigarette pack, and then like different things around the helmet. It had that, and his face was like wasn't it? It was like a dark green, like it just
Painted like yeah.
just so weird, and uh,
And the helmet
one
the helmet looked like it had a skull, maybe like a little skull and crossbones on
yes,
the
yes, you're
kind of like
right.
they would put writing on the helmets in Vietnam, kind of like that.
Yes,
They put the Ace of
that's the
Spades
vibe.
or
That's the vibe I got. Like it was a Vietnam soldier. That when you see in the movies,
And he
that
looked.
that it looked like a Vietnam soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's exactly what it looked like.
And what is that doing? And and the creek behind an apartment complex is beyond me. It's just. But then again, what are pictures of dogmen looking creatures or what have you? But I will say there is a cemetery. Probably not even. I mean, I can walk there in 5 minutes and get there, and I think that has maybe something to do with it. I really do. I could be wrong, but I think that has something to do with it.
It wouldn't be the first time that cryptids had been spotted or paranormal activity around a cemetery. There's a cemetery around
Absolutely.
here that
It's not. I mean, it's not the biggest. It's a little bitty one, but um, I don't think that matters.
no, and the one here people swear up and down they've seen a Bigfoot type creature walk through the cemetery.
Yes, I remember you telling me about
And
that.
and
And
and what's that? And what is that? Why are they
um,
drawn to that? It's
well, remember we talked about that, and it could be because they're showing mourning, like they're mourning maybe over someone that they knew. It makes
that
you wonder.
somebody may have been kind to them,
Yes, yes,
and they had a rapport
and
with them. Yeah.
yes, yes, exactly. Like, oh, this is the lady that let me, you know, uh, pick tomatoes from her garden or whatever, or
Yeah.
and I'm here to pay respect. You just never know. I try to keep an open mind with everything, and that kind of makes sense to me of why a Sasquatch would be in a cemetery. Kind of to pay respect. And
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of other encounters. I want to say I don't know if it was Vix or uh, Jeff Nadalny maybe. There was another one where a gentleman mentioned. I'm sorry, y'all, brain fart. A Sasquatch in the cemetery areas.
Hey, Tracy said I got really quiet.
It's okay. Hey, we're just now getting back into the.
Is
Uh,
my audio quiet, or is it just because I haven't talked for a while?
no, your audio's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I was just letting you talk.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate that.
Tracy said, "Can we pull the pictures up?" We could, but I don't really have the time.
Yeah, this is yeah. Tracy will do that, and in the future, this was more of uh us letting everybody know. We've been away for so long. We wanted to let the people know. Basically, you know, uh, everything's good. We're feeling better now, and uh, Ghostly even had some issues going on with work and
Oh yeah.
calling him in like crazy, and poor guy, he has to take call and
Hey,
me
d-
being sick the 2 months, and it's basically us letting everybody know that we're not going anywhere. We never did, and hey, we're going to be back full force and ready with some some shows. And Tracy, hey, if you can pull the strings on Miss Kat Hansen for us, we would love to have her, and you could be on the show with her and Lisa too, and we could all sit down and talk about these things.
that'd be an amazing show right there.
Yes,
How is my audio fading, Tracy? Tracy's helping us with some audio issues here.
it's good on my part.
Are you still having trouble hearing me, Tracy?
Put up a one or something if his audio's bad.
If it's bad, put up a number two.
Yeah, put up them twos.
Put
Yeah,
up
I
them
can't. Yeah,
twos.
yeah. One is Marv, so I can't disrespect Marv. Marv has the ones.
There you go. Hey, I will tell you a little story
Yeah.
before we get off here. I had to stay at the hospital on call. I had to sleep in house because we were so short staffed, and I was watching a video, and this video was a ICU nurse that was describing this family was in with a patient that was end of life and was passing away, and their video cameras, they were recording it, and their video cameras captured what appears to sound like angels singing, like an angelic choir singing.
Wow. Wow.
So I'm sitting in
Man.
a patient room. I'm in a patient room, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. I've got the door closed. The nurse's station is just right across the hallway. And got to the part in the video where they start playing the angelic music, and you can hear it on the audio. And as that music starts to play, the door that to the room that I'm in opens by itself.
No, come on now.
And the nurses saw it, and that creeped them out. And they thought they thought I was coming out. And I said, "Did
Wow.
you guys?" I said, "Did you guys open the door?" And they said, "No, we thought you were coming out." And because I'm on call and I'm in there, and I figured
And was that the room? That was the room that you were staying in?
Yeah, and that was the room that I was staying in. Yes.
Wow.
And-
Hey, maybe looking after you and blessing you with that music, you know?
Well, I kind of thought maybe it was a spirit coming in to hear that music, is what I thought it might have been.
Absolutely.
And that side of the hallway specifically, I know we've had, there's been occasions where patients have put their call light on and talked about seeing ghosts in the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And the one lady was upset because she said a man had came and sat on the edge of her bed and then disappeared right in front of her. And then the nurses have seen this lady in a blue jacket walk into a room, and they'd go right in behind her, and wouldn't be there, and then
Just gone.
And then they saw her go into the break room one time. They seen her sit in the break room, and they went to go in there, and then she disappeared. And then I was with my boss one time. We walked down the hallway, and we went through the double doors, heading towards her office, and she stopped, and she looked at me, and she turned around, and she looked at me again and said, "I think that woman needed help back there." And I said, "Okay." And so we went back, and she opened up the door, and there were so many, they had stored baby cribs in this patient room, just as an extra room. There were so many baby cribs in this patient room, you couldn't have even hardly opened up the door to get in. So there wasn't a lady that was standing there. She had just seen a spirit standing there looking at her.
Wow. Yeah, a lot hospitals definitely have the hot spot for paranormal activity. I know that.
Oh yeah, they're around. I work in a labor and delivery unit, and I've often thought that maybe that's not just where life comes into the world. Maybe it's where life leaves from.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a spirit thing. You're coming into the world, and
coming in, going.
Coming in, going, a portal,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That sounds a little far out there, but hey, anything's possible in this.
Hey, like I said, open mind.
There we got somebody else in here from Indiana. They said they can hear us loud and clear. Awesome. Good to see you here. Yeah, welcome.
Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Lee's home state.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Who's your state?
Yep. Who's your daddy? Who's your state?
And shout out to Who's Your Dan as well.
Yeah, Who's Your Dan? I just seen Who's Your Dan the other day when I took my deer in. He works at the processing plant. That's how I met him.
Yes.
Dan's had some amazing experiences, and it's over in that area where I was hunting. It's kind of in that area, just up the road a little bit.
Yes. Oh, and I wanted to say, I've been watching a lot of Miguel's Killing Fields, and I've been in contact with him on Instagram, and good news, fellas. Guys and girls, I should say. he's willing to come on the show in the future, and that is just, man, that is just awesome. I'm a big fan of him. He's very patient at what he does. He doesn't give up, and has a great show. Great documentaries. Um, I think Ghost Hunter, you're the one that showed me a couple years ago before we even started our show. You sent me one of his documentaries, and I was just like, wow, this guy. Even when he doesn't get any evidence and stuff like that, the shows are just still awesome, and it's good to hear from him and say that he wants to come on our show, and that is just awesome. That means a lot to us.
Absolutely. What a good he makes fantastic documentaries.
Yeah,
That
yes,
killing field is amazing.
one of the
And
best ones I've seen.
isn't that the name of the video? It's called The Killing Fields.
The Killing Fields was the original, uh, and Dave was the gentleman in Missouri that had the property that with all the weird things going on. The big piles of deer were just being found dead, and even the anatomy was like perfectly precision cut, like out of the deer's bodies and just weird stuff like that. And that's what made uh Drew Miguel's interest to go out there and see what was going on. And he even recently has a part 2, 3, and 4 now
Oh
of the
wow.
Killing Fields. Yes, so check that out if you haven't, guys. I think I'm on part still watching some of part 4, and he does get some audio and stuff. But like he said, you can go 100 times and may not get any evidence, but it's all about he has heart, and he's trying, and
He's doing
he's
it,
just
man.
he's
He's doing
doing
it.
it. He's doing his thing, and all by himself too. Going out there camping, uh, buying all the gear, and just trying to make it happen. And I really look up to him. He's one of the guys that motivates me as well to try to get answers. So if you guys haven't checked that out, check out the Killing Fields. Miguel with Sasquatch theory. That's what it's called. I'm sorry. And he did say he would come on our show in the future. And then we also have uh, Miss Dolly Saffron,
Yeah.
a good friend of Preston Dennett, and she is a was she a contactee?
Yeah, she was a contactee, yes.
That's right. Yes, and Mr. Preston Dennett said that he would come on with her if we would like, and I would like that because Preston, y'all know Preston, just another wealth of knowledge,
That's
and
another
it's
show
good.
people should check out
Yes,
is Preston's
yes,
YouTube
yes.
channel.
Press,
He's got some
press.
fantastic stuff.
Tell him, brother. Yes, you're right. Man, every single one of his.
He is like
Uh,
a encyclopedia of UFO encounters. Preston
hmm
Dennett.
Even
He,
had a what was it? He said he even did a case for the Kardashians,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
and man, I mean, he's interviewed thousands of
Eyewitnesses.
eyewitness accounts, and they're just unbelievable, and some are just so bizarre and out there. And great channel. He's Ghost Lee's right. Check it out. It is um, just look up Preston Dennett on YouTube, and he has all the encounters right there. He also has a podcast, and they're not real long. Some of them are longer than others, but I guarantee you will like it if you're interested in the unknown in the UFO world. This is your guy, and he will be back as well.
Yep. We just had a question here about Antonio coming back. Is he going to be coming back soon?
Is Antonio on, or someone was asking?
No, they were. Tracy was asking if Antonio's going to come back on.
Oh, he has told me before. Yes, we need prayers for him. He told me a couple days ago he's going through some issues well. I don't want to get a whole lot into it. Him and his brother have had some experiences. How should I say it? Um, Adam, Ghostly. I'm sorry, and the
That's all right.
UFO. Him and his brother, I think, actually have been abducted and are abductees, and it happens pretty often. And sorry, to put that out there,
Well,
Antonio, but he's already told me we can talk about it, and Antonio's part of our family, and yes, he will definitely be on, and we just haven't talked about it. We're just waiting for him to be comfortable to talk about it and to get better.
yes. I
He's
think
he's
he's.
excuse me. He's actually going through the same thing that I did. I forgot to tell you, Ghost. He's going through the same thing as far as the upper respiratory thing now, and now he has it. So I'm like, oh man. So hopefully he gets over that quick.
Wow. They hit us hard there for a while, didn't they? Something did.
He
It
sure
was.
did.
It went
I've
through. It went
never.
through my family
I've
as well. When you got down with it,
Yeah, you
our
had it.
family had it.
You
I
had
had it.
it, and I heard of others having it. And I think Tracy was Tracy. You were sick for a while too. I know with the nausea and other stuff that we don't want to talk about, but um, it seems like the symptoms are longer than what's
Mm-hmm.
going on in the past. And it definitely makes you wonder.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Well, guys, I need to wrap this up. I got to get up early in the morning
Yeah,
and hit it again.
yeah. Yeah,
And
sorry, we didn't mean to keep it short. We just wanted to let you guys know what was going on, and we're not going anywhere. We tried this last night, but had some technical difficulties. But tonight went well, and just want to give a shout out to all of our subscribers. It means a lot to us. 162. We were stoked with 20 and 10, and to see 162. Ghost Hunter, my brother, will tell me, "Hey man, guess what? We're at 164," and I'm just like, "Whoa!" It keeps growing, and not that we're there yet, but it's just awesome. You know, I've always said I'm happy with how many we got. I don't care if it's 50, uh, but to have 162 or 163, I'm sorry, or is it 164 now?
it's 162.
162. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
162. It's
Uh,
okay.
but
You can
that,
add. You can add to it if you want to.
but
You can round up if you want. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, but it really does. It really does mean a lot to us, and I want to
Absolutely.
apologize for the brief break hiatus we had. It wasn't intentional, and it wasn't that on purpose or nothing. We just had some things going on. I've had um, some things going on at home I'm dealing with right now. And but you know what? We persevere, and our motto is faith over fear. We say it all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd like to end the show with that: faith over fear.
Yeah.
And you know the other part, brother.
Oh yeah. Stay aware. Stay prepared. Faith over fear, and keep the tomahawk of truth
Tomahawk.
sharp.
Amen,
Good.
brother.
Yep. Amen. Good night, everybody. Stay safe.
Good night,
Pay
everybody.
attention to
Get
your
well, Tracy.
surroundings and take care of your family and love everybody and treat everybody with respect. And good night, everybody.
Amen. Amen. Good night.
Adios.
I love that.